Thank you very much to the development team for giving me a code to review. When I first saw the reviews for the Backrooms survival game, I was honestly taken aback. I thought that maybe there was a chance that this game would be pretty good. And honestly, if I have to give my real opinion, it is, just okay. It's not really the greatest game of all time, but it's also not awful. It has a lot of great ideas, it just needs to sort of expand on those. I feel like if this game gets the kind of support that it needs, aka more purchases or more coverage, it could actually turn out to be a honestly great survival game. Now, the only issues that I can say I honestly have with this game come down to level and enemy design. There's far too many levels that feel exactly the same with just different textures. I feel like the developer has made a severe lack in judgment when they started designing these. I feel as if they just started to figure out what randomly generating paths and worlds were and just ran with it, which could be fine, and honestly in certain situations is. You know, level 0 is just hallways and rooms, so having the random generation there is not bad at all. Though, in later levels it starts to become tiring. When I got to the dungeon, which was in my game level 6, and we'll get on to how I said in my game later, I feel like it just got repetitive. To an extent where I didn't even really want to play anymore, I just kind of gave up and let the monsters kill me. If there were ever a level added that seemed to, I don't know, be a pre-generated level, but it was open, it was an outside area, or even a huge room, kind of like that, you know, hotel with the fake grass in the middle. I'll put a picture up of what I'm talking about. I know that's not exactly the best describer. I feel like those levels could be memorable and could put people in a situation where they feel like they're going to actually have a memory with this game. There are attempts at memory creating with this game where every level is different, every playthrough is different, and even the text changes depending on what age your character is or what profession they have, and I think personally that is amazing. The amount of work that's gone into this is very high, though I think that it would benefit from a bigger development team. At the moment, it's not a very big studio, and the game is actually running off fumes, basically. That's why I'm covering it. I did ask for a code to this game, and if I didn't get one, I was just going to end up purchasing the game, but basically, this game covers a very passionate community's, you know, whole thing, the Backrooms. And I feel like a lot of people love it for the reason of that. You know, there's not a lot of Backrooms games out there that are trying to be something bigger than just walk around some yellow hallways for a minute. It'll be fun. And I do like them for that. I appreciate what this team is doing. I just think that at the moment it's not the greatest game. I have a wish list of things that I would like to go in this game, and I do hope the developers watch this. My wish list goes as follows. Number 1 is the most important thing. I would like to see NPCs that are quest givers. If you could maybe add other survivors that fell into the Backrooms that you can meet, or Meg operatives, you know, add a sort of faction system, I don't know, something to make the game more than just walking around and trying to live. I understand the game's called a survival game, but games get more fun when you add multiple things like that. And 2, I want to see the varied level design I talked about earlier. That's a huge one, and I feel like the game does have a lot of items and a lot of interactions, and that's cool, but I would like to see more quests and more sort of NPCs. They do have pseudo-quests at the moment. There is a phone ringing quest, and there is one with a remote and a TV, but those really don't go that far, and they end up leaving a lot to be desired. I also know that there is combat in this game. In the controls, there is aim and fire options, and also you have the ability to kill things. I saw it in one of the tips, I think, that somebody left on a review. But I would like to see boss fights. If they could add maybe some of the more memorable Backrooms entities, such as the Smilers or the Party Goers, or something that is more memorable that a lot of people know about, and they could add it as a boss fight, or even maybe the level exclamation point or level OMG or whatever it's called. If they could add that level, as even like a pseudo kind of boss fight encounter, that would be awesome. I feel like this game can benefit a lot from that kind of stuff. This game has a lot to work with as far as lore goes, and no one owns any of it. People wrote these stories, sure, but they don't own a copyright to any of this. The developer could just go on the wiki and find the coolest stuff and just amalgamize it into a sort of fan service game, and I wouldn't even mind that. I do feel like this game could really do that and just go a long way with it. I don't want this to just be a collage of stuff, though. I would really like for it to be a sort of, next level indie game on the level of like FNAF or Undertale or something. If this could take this backroom story and just become something great with it, that would be awesome. I know this isn't necessarily the longest review, but I wanted to keep it short, and I wanted to be honest with whoever was watching this. If you like the Backrooms, the game is only $5 right now, and you can pick it up on Steam for that much. I don't know if they have a planned console release, and I don't even think that at the moment it would be worth a console release. I think that it needs to get out of this early access phase before it even thinks about something like that. But then again, I don't know how far the developer's trying to go with this, and if this is just a little side project or something they genuinely want to pursue. I would like to finish this off with a pros and cons list that I've made. The pros to this game are the varied item list. I still haven't ran into everything in the game. Every time that I play, I end up finding something new. And to me, that's honestly kind of incredible. The other pro that I have is the atmosphere. This atmosphere is unmatched. Going down a dark hallway, not knowing what you're going to find. It's something that will haunt me. That's a video game style trope, but honestly, it's something that would happen if you were in this situation, and it really does feel tense. Thirdly, the sound design is honestly pretty fucking good for an indie game, and it's something that I really like. I mean, the screaming is a normal screaming sound that we've all heard on YouTube. It's... we can try it. But, basically, I think that the sound design really works for this game, and it's thoroughly enjoyable and actually did kind of scare me. The other pro that I have, this is the last one, is I think that the base mechanics are really good. I think that the idea of having food, water, and stamina in the back rooms alongside the health bar is something that's very great. It's basic game design 101, but it's really, really good, and it works really well in this situation. Now for the cons. I already talked about this earlier, but I do feel like the level design is very, very straightforward. It's a couple rooms, or it's a hallway, and it just keeps going. And there's so many rooms in the back rooms that you could do. There's rooms that are houses, rooms that are neighborhoods, rooms that are just outside fields. There's so many cool things you could do, but unfortunately, I feel like at the moment, the game is just covering these hallway type levels, and it's just not really working out for me. It feels so lacking. There's no variation, really. It's just, what different texture do you want to look at on the walls, basically? So, I would like to say, I do like this game. Because I am a Backrooms fan, this game is enjoyable to me. But, as someone who likes video games, this game really needs a lot of work done. And it is getting updated frequently. I think right now the developer is working on fixing all the bugs that are in the game, and they're going to start adding content updates. But at the moment, the game is in a good state, but good for what it is. It could be far superior to this. And I do believe that with the strive the development team has, even if it is a team, it might just be one person, this game could go places. It just needs to be pointed in the right direction. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.